Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is a Temerian Tuesday, and we're going to be covering a deck here we like to call Fire. Why is it called Fire? Because it has two of the Fire Initiative Erasure cards, Scorch and Igni. And this deck is basically just gross. And Northern Realms needs some grossness outside of the stupid Revenants deck that drives me nuts. That takes a while to build up, and it struggles in short rounds. And so I wanted to try to create something new that was a little bit more fun, had some interesting mechanics to it. And thus we have this deck. So, we use Visigodo, Visigarde, Dandelion, Priscilla, Donimir, that that pentagon of people work really, really well together. And then we've thrown in Blackblood here, which the next time an enemy receives a boost, destroy unit and self. So for those of you who aren't familiar with our Igni trickiness, Visigodo is mean. Visigodo is the meanest guy on our team. He will boost your own units for lots of points, but he also notably will boost the opponent's units to get them all lined up perfectly for Scorch and for Igni. But also, we can drop down Blackblood after we've had him down for the prior turn. Use Visigodo to boost a specific enemy unit and destroy it immediately. So crazy stuff you can do with that. Honest Stranger's in here for just good tempo play with Temerian Drummer. Aretuza Adepts, Reinforced Ballistas, Archers are all here as well. Just as other charge cards, Kedwenny Sergeant as well. Now, if you really wanted, you could swap out Mobilization for... you could change this to Stockpile. It's going to get you one extra provision, so you could squeeze something in. You could replace Visigarde with Neniki. She also boosts any unit, and she is also a charge card. She gets 4 charges when she drops down, so she can do some fun stuff with Tridums. I just couldn't fit it, and I really want to showcase this deck this way. Notably, you can't use Mobilization on siege engines like Reinforced Ballista. I think it's kind of dumb, but it is, as they say, what it is. You can use it, and what we do use it for are two different things. Number one, you can use it on Redanian Archers. You could use it on Lyrian Arbalists, but I really like it on Aretuza Adepts. That way you're feeding the charges instead of necessarily having more cards that absorb charges. You get to put those charges exactly where you want them. So, with that, let's jump into some gameplay. Do I think this is the greatest deck ever made for Northern Realms? Absolutely not. Honestly, we've had this deck for a while. If you haven't joined on Twitch, please do. As always, make sure to wear the Ronin outfit. Since her journey comes to an end very soon, we got to pump out as many games as we can. But it's not the best deck. The deck I took to the tourneys that we did last week is a better deck. I made that after I had already made this deck, actually. But this deck is fun, and I think it's a great way to kind of slap back at CDPR for not making any changes in the meta, which is rather gross, right? I don't think any of us really enjoy the current meta as it is. It's been fun for some people, but it's kind of getting a little bit old. But that's just my opinion. So here we have Tridums. I like Kedwenny Sergeants and Drummers, and then we can pull on them with it. So this actually works really well for us. We're going to go ahead and put Aretuza Adept back. We don't need her right now. So we get lots of Drummers. We get both Tridums. We get Kedwenny Sergeant. And then we have some other carryover cards that we can use for a later round. I like Adalia onto Drummers. She works well. You can also use Adalia onto Aretuza Adepts. I like that. And Redanian Archers she also works well with. So just kind of is up to you what you like to do, how you like to play it. Here we're going to go for a Drummer just because it allows for 2-card play. It helps us kind of line things up how we want them. And we're going to try to preserve leader ability for a future round. Patricidal Fury causes some problems with Donimir. The best thing you can hope for, in my opinion, is to have the opponent be stupid. That's always a good thing to hope for. But if they play down Arnhulf after they've played Harald, they run into a lot of problems. Notably, they will often accidentally kill him. They'll kill off one of those harpies, and that will not give them the bloodlust they need. Bloodthirst they need to proc Champion's Charge to automatically destroy Dawnamir. And without Champion's Charge, they really do run into some problems. So the goal here is to get some drummers and Tridents working. I prefer to get Ana out as soon as possible. She does come down at 6 points, so she will be vulnerable to some things like Raiders followed up with a Gutting Slash. So I'd like to kind of get this out of the way as soon as possible. So probably throwing down another drummer might be my next option. And we're just going to try to hold on to Black Blood until we can get Visigoto. If you ever play Skamegalal and take this long and I find out who you are, I will come and write mean things on your channel. You're Skamegalal. Stop thinking. It doesn't take a lot of thinking to be Skamegalal. It just doesn't. Sorry, I get annoyed. But we're all tired of Skamegalal taking forever. So don't do it. Here we're just gonna, like I said, we're gonna go for another drummer. And we're gonna want to clutter this row too. That way Herkia can't get those like kind of precision hits. But we really want to get this on-crate Raider to use his attack. Allowing it to kind of go unfettered will cause us problems. But we can drop down a Trident here before we put down Ana, since this drummer's going to boost her up. This is fine. A little bit weird, but it's fine. You know what? Actually, we can do. We'll just go for another drummer. Just get like a train of drummers. Don't think too long and hard on the words I use. It's always good times. Hey, welcome, Slav Squirrel. We're doing a quick recording. Hey, thank you for the subscription. Thank you so much, man. It really means the world. Never expected, always appreciated. Great to have you around. I think this trades onto this one. It's probably a good move. So now we can go for the Trident here. But we're actually keeping good pace with the opponent here in terms of cards played and value. Again, we're on red coin here, so we're able to actually get some decent plays going. A little bit weird to see double on-crate Raiders in round 1. I think they might be trying to set up for a greatsword. I don't know. I've seen all kinds of crazy things. But here we get Ana out, get the boost going, get the damage kicking. I expect them to go after Ana, so we'll probably go for Kedwani Sergeant next. But welcome, yeah, I'm doing well. We're just chilling, shooting this video for next Monday. I'm kind of running thin on ideas that are actually competitive, so next week is going to be focused on kind of like satirical decks to make commentary on the state of the game and how it needs some real love right now. Oh my gosh, come on, life. I mean, she's gonna keep boosting to the right, so we're just gonna keep putting these units here. Actually, let's go like this since we get everybody kind of where we want it anyway. And then we can just drop this here. This is great value for us. Again, every time he gets boosted, he's going to do a damage and get boosted himself. So, working pretty well. Yeah, so, and for those of you who aren't familiar watching this video, the reason why we're making this kind of these satirical decks about removal is because CDPR in their infinite wisdom have decided both to delay Cyberpunk 2077, which we all have wept many tears over, but also to leave and state the current meta, which is not at all balanced. If you look at the win rates, Overwhelming Hunger is punishingly good. Any of you remember a few seasons ago when there was a great ruckus about how terrible Harmony was, how OP Harmony was? the win rate's like 4 points less than what Overwhelming Hunger is sitting at right now. So, we are where we are. Here the opponent's got to come up with some decent points. I mean, Hemdall gets it for him, but it's going to be kind of close. So we do go down by a bit. We lose a drummer. That's unfortunate. I don't want to play 2 of these cards. So we're going to go up by 1 point, 2 points. So we're going to go to 17. And then I can knock him down to 27. And I'll be at 21 if I play a Tridom. And then I would go up to 23. And he would go down to 26 automatically. So we could just like drop down Priscilla, I guess, if we needed to. Alright, I value the win here. I think the Hemdall was tilting a little bit, so I'm gonna kind of try to get him to double down on the tilt. Obviously, using the leader charge is not my preferred option here, but he has a 2 Bloodthirst working right now, and some suboptimal choices. So I'm pretty happy with where we are. If we win on evens, puts us in a good spot. But we really do like the long round with Donamir and Visigata. It just works a little bit better for our gameplay, so I do value that quite highly. Having the extra Archer would be nice, but if I can get it all tied up into a 9-card round 7, where I get double last say, that's even better than having that extra Archer. Or the extra Aretuza Adept. Here the opponent goes to the Morkvarg play onto this Tridom. Reasonable points. Let's see. We go up to 29 if we play her. And then we get boosted by 3, so this should work really well.
Well, how about a game of Gwent?
Obviously that wasn't my preferred option, but we are able to just continue stilting the opponent here, forcing them to make some really terrible plays. Bad trades with Morkvarg and Hemdall here. And we do have a charge target in Kedwenny Sergeant. So for those of you who are wondering, Madman Lugos, a smart play here. Probably go for Priscilla. That's a little bit weird. So here we're gonna drop down Dandelion. Obviously, I would have preferred to play him with the right unit, but this works. We're not gonna fight a good thing. Black Blood obviously would fall really flat for us, but we still get 4 points of value out of this. Alright, cool. So again, not preferred by any means. I would have really rather had Dandelion, but this deck doesn't revolve around the typical Visigata get a ton of points mechanic. Instead, this deck revolves around Scorch, Igni, grossness. For lack of a better term. Redanian Archers are helpful for the pings, but we're going to put him back. We are digging here for Visigata, Donamir, and Scorch, with Visigard also being a really great option. So, but we do need Visigata in order for Black Blood to work. We do have a grab with Amphib. And we get double last say here, which is going to be clutch, because we can target all of the opponent's units to get them to exactly where we want them to be, and set up for a Scorch play. Igni obviously can destroy units that are on a row. There's Visigodo. So we can grab Donimir now. Reinforced Ballista's fine. Oh, this is even better. Now we can get Visigared. We do miss out on Scorch here, so we're gonna gamble a little bit and get rid of Redanian Archer. Heritu's Adepts work well. So we can grab Visigared, we can grab Redanian Archers for those plus up points as well. Arbalists can damage a unit by 1. So they're actually kind of tempting to use here just against the Harpies that are going to spawn from Patricidal Fury. If he plays out something that's worth 5 points there, like if we had an Archer here, we could ping down this On-Crate Raider, and then the next turn we can use Scorch. Unfortunately, that's not going to be possible here, but we have options. Now we're going to play down Blackblood just because we can do that whenever we want with Visigodo now. But I'm guessing the opponent is not going... We already know it's Devotion, so we know he doesn't have anything that can erase the artifact. So we have it ready to go whenever we need it. Welcome, Ms. Mole. Thanks for joining on stream. It's always great to have you. And you do want to often just turn on this ticker here. We do want to see Patricidal Fury, see how that lines up for us. Now you could also add in like row movement. Carrot guards work well here to get units to the correct row for you. It's up to you. So I am going to drop Donimir here. The reason for that being exactly as I described last time. So we have 1 unit on the board. So as soon as he plays Patricidal Fury, Arnulf counts as a unit played, and he is a warrior. So Harald is going to do random damage, and we'll have a 3 out of 4 chance it'll kill off one of the Harpies, and it will do no damage to Donimir. So the Champion's Charge cannot find value killing Donimir. Just something to keep in mind. And here we can drop down Visigodo, and we can just boost up Harald, and it will instantly eliminate him. If the opponent opts to save this charge on On-Crate Raiders, we can use that on On-Crate Raiders and eliminate them. We get lots of options. Yeah, this is really a tilt play. Really just kind of like, how much luck do you have? We luck out. So the opponent here is going to go for Blood Eagle, looks like. Pull down Donar, which is going to do 4 damage, so that's not the worst play ever. And he does get the extra damage ping there. Alright, so we get 17 points on ranged. We're fine with that. Obviously, the kill here is going to be obnoxious, but you do have to wonder how many things the opponent has. We're just going to drop down Heritu's Adept.
Doubt I'll ever pay off these school loans.
That is true. There is no way for me to like heal up Visigodo right now. Someone in chat just mentioning I don't have shields because of my leader ability. I don't have Dandelion giving him passive boosts. All those things are true. But there's a world of hurt in store for our opponent here, and we get to pick when and where it goes. It's just a question of how much can we line it up. So Vabjorn brings the melee row to 18. We're not quite to 20 yet. We do need to get to 20. War of Clans is going to lay down the hurt on Donimir and then move some damage over to Heritu's Adept. Alright, so we get to 20 on ranged row. I'm happy with that.
We'll follow you always into the fair.
And we're not going to boost something up by 5. So we'll just go Visigodo here.
Another battle, another entry in the Chronicles.
So there we go. And then we'll just boost up our own units. But we get 13 points of value out of Igni. Don't even really have to work all that hard for it. Champion's Charge coming down on Visigodo hurts, but it's not the end of the world. We'll drop down our other Aretuza Adept here. And Visigard is getting no extra buffs, and he's only going to come down for 6 points with one damage proc. Whereas Redanian Archer is going to come down for 6 points with gaining charges automatically. So we're actually just going to go ahead and pull this Redanian Archer out for maximum value here. Although Arbalist, I suppose, is technically worth 1 more point. Redanian Archer gets those automatic procs, so we're going to go for him.
Have a look at that.
And there's no card that the opponent has that can deal with him right now, since he is running Devotion. We're just going to save up the pings in the event that we can get a row down to 2 units on the same row down. Skjordal here just being a little bit annoying, mostly just coming down for damage though. So we can knock down this Arnulf down to 6 points, which will be 5 damage, so the row will go down to 20, and that'll get us 2 5 kills. We do get Zeal here. We do have to do it this round, so we can knock him down by 5 points right now.
You make about as good a warrior as a goat's horse makes a bugle.
And then we miss a little bit of points here, but you see it's getting pretty close. Oh, we got close. Hard to play against Skellige. They were still able to get a lot of pain down on Donimir. I think we really needed Donimir to hang in there and absorb some of that damage right up. You see my score for Northern Realms just dripping down from where it was before. Season's almost over. I don't care that much. Let's jump into another game. See if we can prevent the tilt where I'm using my leader ability so late into the round just to try to clinch the round. Double assay, not worth as much for us there. If we had Scorch, we could have set that up a little bit better than Igni. So Scorch allows you to get around that kind of row lock issue.
You've talked enough.
Crossing fingers for no Skellige. Hey, you know, as much as I don't love the current meta because it is so bland in terms of everything is focused around removal. There, you know, I like the interbalance. The interfaction balance is pretty good. Obviously, it could be better for some factions, but it's not bad. You can go Adepts, Archers. I don't mind Arbalist, but I don't love him. Okay, Drummer's great. Now we can just kind of like slot units down next to Drummer. And we can do that with a Dahlia here. Well, actually, let's go with Dahlia onto Archer.
There are things in the universe of which even the sages have no dreamt.
So it's hard to know what battle trance you're going up against. It is one of the more flexible leaders. Often you see like a Draco Turtle in there. I think Black Blood could easily come in clutch here. Our Visigodo was just like a little bit late to the party on that Harald. We might have actually wanted to have played that Visigodo much earlier just to kill the Harald so we wouldn't get those random damage procs. But you do what you can. Alright, so we're going to drop down Aretuza Adept here. And we're going to go ahead and boost her up because we'll slot in a Drummer next to this Archer. We're just boosting up as many units as possible. We get these charges, and that allows us to drop down Visigard for a lot of points.
Don't you pester me.
It's nice to go up against a Skellige deck that's not wholly based on removal. But Mushrooms is a fun deck. Looks like we're going into some kind of thin version. I don't know if that's going to be hyper thin or what.
Army's a waste of time for me.
But here, this archer still has a shield. Unless the opponent has like Giga Scorpion Decoction, there's not a lot they can do. But looks like they do because, you know, why not have terrible luck? Obviously, that's unfortunate. We just watched 5 points go down the drain. But I'm happy with the trade early. Oh, I can't have everything I want. You know what I mean? Alright. I don't know what Covenant of Steel is doing here.
We'll show you how blood spilling's done.
Because we have Aretusa Adepts, I'm going to go for Priscilla here. She's going to get pre-boosted, and that way we can feed more. Well. Yeah, we'll go Priscilla and anticipate a Black Blood getting some value here.
Let's show him what real art is.
I think balanced can mean a lot of different things for a lot of people, right? So I don't really want to use it now, but I don't mind using it now. But let's go for Visigared first. Try to like bait the opponent into it.
We shall avenge Calantha.
So the thing with Covenant is you need to be able to kill it in one go, right? With Giga gone, there's real no way for... I mean, he could be running like a non-devotion deck with Heat Wave. Should be annoying. Don't get me wrong. I would not like it. Okay, Ermion comes out. Golden Froth comes down. Then we want to kill off these birds. Before he can purify them. And before he can get boosted with Axel 3 Eyes. Ms. Mole thinks there's a Lippy incoming. That's possible. I don't actually know the answer to that. I think it's the card that is the target. Oh, okay. Well, let's go Dandelion here.
Famous last words right there.
Again, just wanting to erase the beasts, since a lot of these are beast focused. The other thing we can do is put everybody down to 3 points. That way they're forced to kill the units if they want to use the next chapter. So Merdrome is the next chapter. And the Redanian Archer is going to get passive boost here. So the opponent just goes for the pass. Probably not a bad choice. But unable to get full value out of their scenario here. I don't think it's the unit on the left. I think because Golden Froth does like 3 adjacent units, you choose one target, and I think it's the one that's the target. But I genuinely don't know for certain. So here I kind of just like would like to get some thinning and go for a little bit of tempo here. So we're just going to get out like he doesn't have anything that moves units, so Siege Ladder looks really juicy here. It's just 4 base points. There's some other cards I'd like to draw into. It's very possible he can make a play that is worth more than 9 points. At that point, we're just trading. Heimei could get him exactly 9 with Morkvarg. We win on the tie, so this works really well for us. Of course, the opponent does get some of the thinning they want, but we don't really care. And Siege Ladder is in here for those of you who aren't familiar. Visigodo has to be on range to use the charges. Obviously, we want to use them. And so he helps move Visigodo back in case we run into problems. It usually, more typically, moves Donimir back first. But yeah. So we do need to be careful. Donimir could easily be the largest unit, right? So we just have to be careful about the Scorch. This is an excellent combo. Although I'd like to have Igni, it is a little bit duplicative here. And we can go ahead and grab this other Trident and just wreck nerds with boosts on Visigodo. We'll just have to play Scorch beforehand, but that's not superbly hard to do. I prefer Ana, but this works. So we'll go Donimir here. And then I think what we'll do is we'll go for... this is kind of tough because we want to get... we want to use mobilization most effectively. But this leader charge tells me that we're going to get some buff units. Draco Turtle most likely. So we just have to be under the Draco. So in order to find full value here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for Drummer. Then I'm going to proc an extra Drummer. He's not boosting anything right now, but yeah, we got that going. Now we can get out Visigodo right between this Drummer and Donimir, so he's going to get boosted a little bit. And then we can set up Ana later next to this other Drummer. So I'm missing a little bit of value there. Probably would have been better to just have waited, but can't all be geniuses.
Sometimes the price is too damn high.
So once he gets to 3 charges, these Svalbard priests will be relatively close, although this one is going up faster than this one is. Let's go ahead and get her down. I don't need to boost her up right now. So this extra Drummer is really kind of meaningless. I don't know why I did that. Obviously this hurts on Donimir, but it actually helps us in some weird ways. We're not quite there yet. We need a few more charges. And we have to do it all at once. So I don't want to use Amphib onto Trident, so I'm actually now thinking about Aretuza Adept since she gives us a little bit more. But Redanian Archer helps us bring this one down and push this one up. So I think that's probably our best option right now.
So many of them, I'd have to aim to miss.
The random damage by a Trident actually comes to be a little bit awkward here. Oh, this game is giving me a little bit of anxiety. I'm just like all the math that's involved is always just like a little bit intense. We got to get Ceres working in here as well. He's gonna use this on the maiden. That's gonna get her up to 10 points. All right. So this guy's gonna go up to 15. So we need to damage him down. Well, let's see. Up to 15. 14. 13. Then this guy goes up by 1 to 8. Okay, I gotta count this out. Jeez. Okay, so he needs to go to 12 in order to be at the same one, right? I don't know how risky this is gonna be. He's got a lot of stuff working, so we'll try it out. Alright, how good's my math? And how lucky are we? Okay, we get lucky with the tridem. Okay, he should go to 13, and he should go to 13. And then she should stick to 13. So Scorch is trickier than Igni in that, like, we have to get it just right. Alright, he tilts with Geralt. Huge miss. Boom, boom, boom. My math is still good. Wham! You know you liked it. You know you had fun with that. That's how it should play out. Alright, look, it's a little tricky. It's a little bit of a meme deck. Let's not lie to each other. But oh my gosh, is it fun when you get it to work the way you wanted. And notably, actually, had we had Geralt, that would have been over 35 points that row. So we could have, like, boosted them all to exactly those numbers on the same round. And we would have been able to get great value that way. But getting 13 times 3, 39 points of erasure is just massive, right? And we did have to boost him up by 5. So we did miss out on 5 of our own points, but we were able to close that gap. Look, it's if you're teaching your kids math, this is honestly a great way to do it, right? Because they have to do plus and minus, as you just saw me having to calculate. Okay, that guy's going up by, they're both going up by 2, but one is damaging the other one by 1. She's holding steady. What time will the trains pass when they enter Yuma? You know what I mean? It's kind of, it is kind of a cool thing. I was actually helping out my one of my friend's kids with math with Gwent. I was like, okay, do this calculation for me. Pretty fun. Granted, that was several months ago, but I'm still doing it in my head, learning at the same pace she is. So until next time, though, thank you so much for joining. Good luck on the path. Get out there. Keep on Gwent.